Hello, I'm Catherine Dunleavy. I'm the National Partnerships Coordinator at the Courtauld, and I'm here in our exhibition Courtauld Connections, work from our national partners. The exhibition brings together 6 fantastic pieces of art and design from different towns and cities across the UK. Each piece tells a unique and interesting story about the people and the places that we've collaborated with. Today though, we're focusing on this painting, Seamus Heaney's portrait, which has come to us from National Museums Northern Ireland through our work with Ulster Museum. We're pleased to share with you some examples of Seamus Heaney's poetry to celebrate this work being on show to our visitors in London and to be able to share it with new audiences for the first time.
Late August. Given heavy rain and sun for a full week, the blackberries would ripen. At first, just one. A glossy purple clot, among others red, green, hard as a knot. You ate that first one and its flesh was sweet, like thickened wine. Summer's blood was in it. Leaving stains upon the tongue and a lust for picking. Then red ones inked up, and that hunger sent us out with milk cans, pea tins, jam pots, where briars scratched and wet grass bleached our boots. Round hayfields, cornfields, and potato drills we trekked and picked until the cans were full. Until the tinkling bottom had been covered with green ones, and on top, big, dark blobs burned like a plate of eyes. Our hands were peppered with thorn pricks, our palms sticky as bluebeards. We hoarded the fresh berries in the byre, but when the bath was filled, we found a fur. A rat grey fungus glutting on our cash. The juice was stinking too. Once off the bush, the fruit fermented. The sweet flesh would turn sour. I always felt like crying. It wasn't fair that all the lovely canfuls smelt of rot. Each year, I hoped they'd keep. Knew they would not.
My father worked with a horseplough. His shoulders globed like a full sail strung between the shafts and the furrow. The horses strained at his clicking tongue. An expert, he would set the wing and fit the bright steel-pointed sock. The sod rolled over without breaking. And at the head rig, with a single pluck of reins, the sweating team turned round and back into the land. His eye narrowed and angled at the ground, mapping the furrow exactly. I stumbled in his hobnailed wake, fell sometimes on the polished sod. Sometimes he rode me on his back, dipping and rising to his plod. I wanted to grow up and plough, to close one eye, stiffen my arm. All I ever did was follow in his broad shadow round the farm. I was a nuisance, tripping, falling, yapping always. But today, it is my father who keeps stumbling behind me and will not go away.
The portrait, painted by Edward McGuire in the early 1970s, captures Seamus Heaney at the very beginning of his career, and the poet himself appreciated the way it captured a pent-up and head-on quality. The painting is meticulous with all the finest details captured, but also has lots of interesting symbolism. For example, the book may refer to his interest in writing and literature, whereas the birds and the strange plants in the background to his interest in nature and natural subjects in his writing. Edward McGuire really specialised in painting portraits of musicians and writers, and also his friends, This work was specifically commissioned by Ulster Museum to capture the poet and the links to literature across Northern Ireland and Belfast.